What's a funny memory you have that if you told someone, they'd think you're lying? This was a couple years ago, but I pulled up to a stoplight, and another vehicle in the next lane also comes to a stop. The car is filled with what looks like high school kids. The kid in the passenger seat notices me, taps on his window and starts doing the universal sign for rock, paper, scissors. I look at the light, which is still red, and immediately think fuck it and play along, so we start. 1, 2, 3. Shoot and we tie. 1, 2, 3. Shoot, we tie again. This keeps happening. All the young kids in the other car are involved and are screaming like woo-waha every time we tie. We literally got off like 15 rounds of rock, paper, scissors and tied every single time until the light turned green. I'm still high from that and hope all those guys are doing well. I tripped and fell at the same corner outside Subway 3 different times years apart, and the same guy tried to catch me every single time. Edit. Okay, I keep getting loads of soulmate/marriage comments, so to clarify, I was 7 the first time this happened. This was a grown man LMAO. Edit 2. This man is not a stalker or pedophile. Him and my mum would recognize each other because she was with me each time. Yes, he fell trying to catch me, but it was funny, so it's okay. And no, this was not the underground train type of Subway, I mean the sandwich shop. He did not work there, and no, he isn't homeless. Fuck's sake. Getting a lot of the same BS comments. And no, he wasn't tripping me, we would be walking opposite directions. And no, his name isn't Robbie. In 2000 I was selling ecstasy in a club. I was very high and not very discreet about it. At the time, no club owner really cared, but it was tacky to be out in the open. I get grabbed by security, zipped into cuffs and stuffed out the side door. Pocket full of cash and drugs. I'm totally fucked. Cops have been called and are on their way. Janet, a friend of mine, saw me get thrown out and ran for her car, a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I'm standing there with one asshole security who says he's a cop off duty. Janet pulls up, opens the door, and screams, "Get in." Handcuffed, I jump in the car and the door slams as she hits the gas. Clean fucking getaway. I have been clean for 14 years, thank God. When I was 5, my mom married my stepdad. After the wedding ceremony, I went to the bathroom. When I came out, everyone was gone. Not a car or person in sight. I knocked on the priest's door. This was a Catholic church and the priest's house was on the property. He knew us pretty well and offered to drive me to my mom's friend, who was the maid of honor and lived close by. On the way there we passed my mom's friend who was rushing back to find me. Everyone thought I just drove back with someone else. Grandfather had taught me to shoot. One day a coyote that had been harassing and injured a dog on the farm showed up 1/3 of a mile downhill from the farmhouse. Grandpa throws me the rifle and tells me to take a shot. I'm not big on killing animals unnecessarily. Line up my shot, coyote runs away. Grandpa chides me for missing. It was 1/3 of a mile, descending shot, crosswind, not great scope. I endure the scolding. Say nothing. A month later, coyote doesn't come back. Neighboring ranch calls Grandpa over to see something. Dead coyote. Same one. Rancher shot it. Had a clean, recently healed shot through its ear. I didn't miss. I saw a clown get hit by a truck one time. No joke, it was a clown in full costume, red nose, funny hair, big shoes. He ran out into traffic in a particularly busy area and was dancing around like he was playing live-action Frogger. Well, he lost. A pickup truck hit him, he got launched, and the impact knocked his shoes off. I was at a red light in the intersection when it happened. My brain couldn't really process what happened, and all those years of depression and Adult Swim made my default reaction laughter. It was actually on YouTube from someone's dash cam for a little while, but the video got taken down about 5 years ago. My youngest sibling was born inside of a Gino's pizza place. Not kidding, there was a news broadcast about it and everything. I, of course, Thought everyone was lying to me about it since I had seen my mom that afternoon and she was definitely still pregnant, parents were divorced, visitations through court. Turns out my mom really did have the kid in the local pizza place. I was like 10 when this happened. So imagine my hilarious surprise when I'm in high school driver's education and a student at the back asks about when our school's police officer helped deliver a baby. Take a wild fucking guess as to whose sibling they were talking about. When my husband and I were moving cross country, I was late for my period and stopped by a big box store to pick up a pregnancy test. As soon as I entered the front doors, I realized I didn't have my keys and had locked them in the car. So I got my pregnancy test and also some wire hangers so he could hopefully pull up my lock and obtain the keys from inside. He was a little behind me on the road and happened to make it inside the store to see me checking out with just a pregnancy test and set of wire hangers. In middle school I was in the lunch line when I sharked. So I went through the line and went to the bathroom to see if my underwear was salvageable. It wasn't. So instead of just cleaning up and leaving the underwear in the bin or in a corner of the bathroom, I wiped them up to the best of my ability, scrunched them up, and wore them around my thighs for the rest of the day. That would have been embarrassing enough, but OFC, it's middle school and at the time pantsing was the thing. The one and only time I'd ever been a target of pantsing was that day. Luckily I had quick reflexes and kept my pants up as soon as I felt them being pulled down.